Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today at K Warner Studio. Today we're going to have a look at Scribble sticks. They're water-soluble pigment sticks, and I've used them in a few cards where I've hand-painted the front of the card panel. And the good thing about these is that you can mix the colors. So I have a swatch here of set number 1, which is this one. So it has white, black, umber, blackberry, ruby, lemon, lime, turquoise, sky, night, tangerine, and magenta. And then the second, which is the one we are going to swatch here, is this selection. And this one has elephant, which is a gray, eggplant, fuchsia, marine, lapis or lapis, peacock, ocean, evergreen, olive, cheddar, Sedona, and blushing. So we'll get at it. It might be best if I put my swatches here so you can get a better look, and the sticks this way. So at least, and I'll start from the bottom because that's the elephant, which is the gray. Now, if you are interested in these, I will put a link below, and I was going to do some watercoloring showing you how to mix colors and all of that with these sticks. So I'll give everybody a few weeks to get them, and then we'll start. So I will link to set 1 and 2, and that's all you need, and a brush. You can use an Aqua brush or a regular brush. I prefer a paintbrush to the Aqua brushes. And this is a Canson cheap watercolor paper. I do not use this to paint with. I just use it for swatches. So if you're serious about watercolor, you really just need to spend money on the brushes and the paper. And these sticks are fine to learn with, but if you're going to be serious about it, just slowly replace one of these pigments with actual watercolor paint. And you only need to get a few. You don't have to have all of these or all of the paint, which I will show you how to mix colors, and you'll understand my reasoning for that. I like a limited palette, but we'll get into that later. Right now we're just going to swatch these. So this is the elephant, which is a gray, and I've chosen here to use 2 brushes so that I'm not using the same one to lay down the water as what I'm painting with. So that's nice coverage. You can see how it actually disperses in the water. That's what you want it to do. So that's our gray, or our elephant. Our next color up will be eggplant. So this is what it looks like. And let me wet my paper here. So I'm wetting it for the eggplant. I've just got a little pool there so the paint will have a little bit of fun in there. So I'm just going to wet the pigment stick, and this is exactly how I paint on it, and then I mix the paints either on the watercolor paper or on a non-porous surface. And you can see how this is pushing into the gray. That's fine. And now we have fuchsia, so I'm going to put the elephant away and dig out the fuchsia. This is fuchsia. I'm going to grab some of that. And you can see that it just travels nicely in the water. Wash that right out of my brush. And then our next color is marine. So I'm going to give that the space, some water. And now I'm going to take my paintbrush and wet the pigment stick. There we go. And we can see how that pigment is traveling in the water. So I like to just put some on and then let a little space where it travels on its own so we can get an idea of dark and light with the color. Next color is Lapis or Lapis. Typically, this is called, a lot of people used to call this French Ultramarine many moons ago when the colors were first being developed. I want to try to get some of that marine out of there, so I'm just going to dab that water off. There we go. I don't want it to, it's kind of overpowering the whole surface, which is, we want to see what this color looks like without the other one interfering, so I'm trying to keep away from that line. There we go. And I know I said it was okay, but you don't want it to overpower the color so that you can't see what it's going to look like. And this looks like French Ultramarine blue. There we go. And with watercolor, they always dry back when the water evaporates, so I'm just putting a little more on this edge. Clean our brush again. And our next color up is going to be Peacock, which is this turquoise color here. And now we're going to wet our section for the paint to go into. There we go, Peacock. And now we are just going to wet our scribble stick. So this is it, Peacock, and we're going to lay that right down this section. And let that travel on its own. There we go. So the next one is going to be Ocean. Pick up some clean water. And now we're going to wet our scribble stick in Ocean. And we'll see how this one travels. Clean our brush. Next up is Evergreen. Wet the Evergreen scribble stick just ever so slightly. It doesn't require much water. And well, ooh, that's bright, isn't it? Now when we do this, I will look at this a little farther. I will show you how to dull this color down because it's a great color, but you won't need it that vivid all of the time, actually very rarely. So we'll give this olive a go. So we're going to wet our swatch again. And then get some paint here so you can see how that responds to the water wonderfully. And here we have this. And a little bit more at this end so we can have an idea of light and dark. Next one up is Cheddar. Here it is. So we're going to wet our section again. It'll be interesting to see if they come out with number 3. And now we just take a drop of water and put that on our cheddar. And we can see here that the olive is liking the water too. So we're going to mop that up for just a bit. And then apply a little more water on here because we really want to see how it is. Now if you want any suggestions on paper, I happen to like Arches, and also I'll show you the container. It's using my, just completely out of my memory there, so just 2 secs. Winsor & Newton has nice color, nice paper. You can always get the bigger sheets and cut it down, but I've gotten this Artistico in the extra white and I really like it. So that's a good one too. If you go cheap, you don't want watercolor paper that's says it's pulp. You want rag because it allows you a lot of room to remove paint and blend without it getting like knobby, like polyester sweaters do. So here, the next one up is Sedona, and we're just going to take a little drop of water, get that pigment moving, and now we're going to put that on here. So this is an orange red. This ruby's supposed to be a red too, but it dried back very like a light pink. And then finally our last one is blushing. So we're going to apply some water to our swatch area again. Sorry for repeating myself. And we've got a nice, you know, it always bothers me when paints don't travel in water. There's a few brands that I've did swatches with that have stayed put, and I don't usually like those brands. So this is nice, and this is a very pale pink, and it is called Blushing. There we go. So that is our swatch for these set number 2. I just want you to have a look at how nice and vibrant these colors are. As I said, I will put a link below in the comments on this section in YouTube. If you could please let me know if you'd be interested in learning a little bit about these, how they mix, and making a few cards with them so that you can see how they work. Or maybe I'll paint a couple of different stamped images. It would be nice if we would use the same image at the same time. So if you guys are interested in that, please leave it in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching me and taking time out of your very busy day to watch this video. Bye bye.